Welcome back to What You Missed in Mistborn, Part 22. We will be pausing the Mistborn reread as soon as I finish up the final Empire What You Missed, because we're going to be talking about White Sand and the rest of the Cosmere in a Year books. But I wanted to finish up Mistborn Final Empire first. This is going to be spoilers for all of Mistborn Era 1. Now, this is one of your last chances to catch what's going on with the Lord Ruler. There is this minute when the Lord Ruler and Vin looks at him. She sees him in the room and he looks ancient, and then she sees him out in the parade. She sees him in his throne room and he doesn't look ancient anymore, and she thinks to herself, he can change how he looks? So interesting. Did you catch it? This is what Sazed was talking about earlier. He said that the keepers would they had the ability to spend time older to then spend time younger. And we still don't understand how he's able to extend his life this way. But this is your last big hint. He's a feruchemist. He's using feruchemy. So that's there. Something that I wanted to watch for is whether or not Marsh's obligator tattoos stuck around. We know that he's using gold to heal, which theoretically should mean that those tattoos get healed away. The aligning of the cognitive self with the physical self. So I did not see any explicit references to them being there or not being there, but I'm going to be watching for those with any time that Marsh comes into the picture. And if you remember any references to them being there or not being there, I'd love to hear it. And then the last two little pieces here. There are more metals than they know about. Vin is realizing, wait, it's not just, the 8, 9, 10, 11 metals we know about. There's a 12th metal named aluminum. And of course, now we know that not only is there an 11th or a 12th metal, but there are, in fact, 16 base metals. Preservation will later explain that they set up allomancy in that way as a hint towards the 16 being a holy number. And it's very exciting to see Vin beginning to experiment with these things and begin to thinking about, wait a minute, gold and atium don't match the previous rules. Now, that also gets really interesting when we remember that atium is also not one of the base metals. It's a god metal. It comes from Ruin, named for Ati, the vessel of Ruin, the first vessel of Ruin. And so we know that it is in fact special. It's even more special because Sanderson has now said that the atium that existed at the time of the Final Empire could not have been pure atium, because if it had been, then anyone could have burned it and we wouldn't have needed to have the mistings snapped. So the theory there is that it was a mixture, an alloy naturally occurring between electrum and atium, so giving that future sight, but in some ways a slightly less powerful version than Elend would eventually experience when burning that atium plus duralumin there at the end of the series. So looking forward to finishing up the What You Missed in Mistborn and moving on to White Sand soon.